It's a highly charged issue, this obviously one that throws up very big, important social, moral and ethical questions, and there were strong emotions on display here outside court when the judgment was handed down. Heidi, she's 27 years old, she has Down syndrome, she lives independently. She brought this challenge to the law because, in her view, the law is discriminatory. It allows babies with severe fetal abnormalities, including Down syndrome, to be aborted right up until birth, whereas normally the time limit for abortions is 24 weeks into a pregnancy. And in Heidi Crowter's view, that law is discriminatory, and in her view, it stereotypes a person, a life of a disabled person as a life not worth living. So she wanted that law to be changed, that law to be, that part of the Abortion Act to be removed, but judges here at the Court of Appeal ruled against her, upholding the law as lawful. In their view, the law is not unlawful, as it has to strike a balance between the rights of a pregnant woman and the rights of an unborn child. And they said that the question of whether it should be lawful is not a question for the courts to decide, it's one for Parliament to decide. Now, I'm actually joined by Heidi now, along with her husband James and her mother Liz. Heidi, first of all, thanks for speaking to us. What is your reaction to this ruling?
Well, my first reaction was I was absolutely distraught. And the reason why, they said that my views don't matter, when it does. Because I'm someone who has Down syndrome.
Why did you want to bring the challenge in the first place? Why do you want that law changed? How does it make you feel, the fact that that is law?
It makes me feel that I shouldn't be here, that I should be extinct. I know that's not true, but that's how it makes me feel. And the other day when I was holding my nephew Ruben in Exeter, I was flabbergasted that the law protects him and not me.
And what will you do now? Will you appeal again to take the case to the Supreme Court?
Yes, we're going to the Supreme Court and then hopefully practice my offence.
You're not giving up?
Nope.
And in the judgment there, as I just mentioned, the judge said that this question of whether it should be lawful, this part of the law, is not one for the courts, it's a question for Parliament. I mean, Liz, perhaps you can answer this. What's your message to MPs? Will you take it, start a campaign with MPs?
We'll obviously be discussing everything with our solicitor, with Heidi's solicitor, and we'll go to the Supreme Court. But if an MP would like to take the case up, we're more than happy to meet them and get on with it. Work with anybody that would help to get the law changed. If that's the best way to do it, that's the way we'll do it.
And how do you feel? What's your reaction to today's ruling?
I'm just absolutely devastated that the judges can think that Heidi's views don't matter, and the views of other people with Down syndrome and other disabilities. That right up until the moment of birth, a baby with a disability can be born, even though 5 minutes later, after birth, they have all the protection of any other person, but in the womb they have no protection.
And my second claimant can't be here today, but when she was pregnant with her son, she was told repeatedly to have one. But she said...
To have an abortion?
Yeah, when she said in her notes not to tell her.
She said she didn't want an abortion?
Yeah, and they still kept on.
So they tried to persuade her to have an abortion last week?
Yeah.
At 36 weeks. They carried on persuading her to try and have an abortion.
She decided against that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for speaking to us, and good luck with your campaign. Clearly that they're going to continue their campaign and take it all the way to the Supreme Court after losing this latest round to change the law that allows babies with Down syndrome to be aborted right up until birth.